So, welcome back to my channel, The Midwife Life. Just a quick apology before I get started for the audio. It might be a bit weird, I don't know. I'm in a different room, so it's kind of like background noise and stuff is bad in this house, like sound travels. So you might hear the telly from downstairs, you might hear my brother on his Xbox. Today I'm going to be doing 10 things I wish I knew before starting my midwifery degree, or kind of 10 tips kind of stuff. I'm going to be telling you 10 different things about a midwifery degree that you might already know or you might not know. Some of them might be a bit obvious and some of them you might think, oh, that's a good idea. Number 1. This is that it is not your typical normal degree. So you might have friends gone to uni and they're going out every night, drinking, making friends, socialising, student night, getting drunk, all of that kind of jazz. Midwifery is definitely not like that. When I'm in university, when I've got a university block, I'm in 4 days a week from 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It is very full on. When you have got nights off or days off, it's very much like you can't be bothered, to be honest. I'm too tired. Similarly with when you're on placement blocks, you're doing shifts. You are essentially doing a job, you're working. You're doing clinical shifts, you're doing 12-hour shifts, night shifts. You are working, and when you have got nights off or time off, you're going to be wanting to catch up on sleep. That doesn't mean to say that you can't. You of course can have a social life and have somewhat of a normal university experience, but 9 times out of 10 I can't be bothered, to be honest. That's just me, obviously. You might be slightly different, but me, I'm just too tired. When I've got time off, I'm either catching up on sleep, catching up on uni work, background reading, or just chilling, just sitting in my room, or sitting in the kitchen with my friends having a chat, debriefing about our day, our stressful week, and to be honest, I can't be asked to go to the clubs. So number 2 is that it's tiring. It kind of links to number 1 about it being very full on. It's very tiring and a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of commitment and dedication, but it is worthwhile and I absolutely love what I'm doing. I wouldn't change it for the world, but it is hard and it is very tiring, and that's what I wanted to get across, is that sleep is your best friend, to be honest. That's all I can say about that one. It's hard, it's tiring, but you will get through it and it is very, very worthwhile. So number 3, all about the RCM. So this is Royal College of Midwives. They have them for everything. They have like Royal College of Nursing, Royal College of Obstetricians, and Royal College of Obs and Gynae. I'm just gonna paraphrase it. So they have them for everything. So this one is specifically for midwives and student midwives and representing them. So the best way I can describe it is like, do you know how teachers have unions that support them and help them? This is kind of what the RCM is. It's a professional organisation and is the voice for midwives. So I definitely recommend joining it. It's got lots of different things on their website. I think for a student it's like £1.67 a month. So it's really, really affordable, and yeah, I really, really recommend joining that. So this is their website. I don't know if you can see it or not. That's the website. So as you can see, they've got like a helpline here. They've got lots of different things. They've got like things in for like media releases. They've got stuff about being a student midwife, and they've got lots of things. They've got stuff about coronavirus on there. They've also got this thing called iLearn, which I find it. You have to obviously be a member, but it's like a range of learning modules online that can help you to stay professional and learn a bit more. I definitely recommend joining that, and like I said, it's really affordable, £1.67 a month for a student, and yeah. And they also do a conference, so every year they have an annual RCM conference across, I think it's 2 days. It was all virtually this year, so it was across 4 days, but they had lots of talks and discussions and tell you about like new things that are going on, changes. They were talking about coronavirus and the changes that they're implementing because of that, everything like that. So I really do recommend joining that. Number 4 is kind of more of a tip and something that I wish people drilled into me before I started the degree, and that is that nobody is expecting you to know everything straight off the bat, like straight away. They're not going to be expecting you to, if they ask you a question, so for example, how do you, I'm trying to think of a question now, how do you manage a PPH? They're not going to expect you to know that straight away, because you're there for a reason, you're there to learn, and that's the whole point of going to university, is to learn all these different skills. So yeah, I wish people drilled that into my head, because I was absolutely terrified. The first day of placement, the first day of uni, I thought they were going to expect me to know everything. And they were going to ask me a question, I was not going to know the answer, and then they were going to be like, right, leave. But they're just not like that. So yeah, that is very, very important to remember, is they're not expecting you to know everything. So don't stress, just take your time, learn everything, and yeah, you'll be grand. Number 5 kind of links with number 4, and that's don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't understand something, if a midwife does something in practice and you're kind of like, well, I don't understand why you did that, or sorry, I missed that, what was that? Don't be afraid to ask, because it's better to ask and know the answer than for you to go away and stress about not knowing. And then 3 years down the line, you're expected to know it and you don't, because you didn't ask the question. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask anything, because no question is a silly question. So number 6 is don't worry about having all the equipment, all the textbooks known to midwifery, because 9 times out of 10 you don't need it. Things like textbooks you can get online, you can get from the library. You don't need to spend that money on getting the brand new textbook, because they're quite expensive. Like, most of them are like 20, 30, 40 quid, and you're going to use them for the 3 years, and then that's probably it. And sometimes, yes, it's worth it. For example, I've bought Maze, what have I bought? Maze or Mars, I can't remember, that's really bad, I should know. I've bought the Maze one, like main textbook that you will need. So yeah, if you are going to buy any textbooks, I would buy the Maze or the Miles, but again, you can borrow it from the library. I started off borrowing it from the library, and then I decided that I'd quite like my own, so I bought my own. And the same with like a stethoscope, is you don't need the best Littmann stethoscope, because they have them in placement that you can use. I personally love my Littmann. I take it to placement with me just because I hear better out of it, and I just like to use my own, especially in COVID times. Using your own is much better and more sanitary, but it's not a necessity. So yeah, don't stress about having all the equipment, because you can just buy it later on down the line if you decide that you want it. Just get the necessities, like a fob watch, and yeah, maybe the Maze or Mars book. What other necessities are there? And to be honest, that's pretty much it. Black pens all the way, but that's pretty much it, all you need basically. I want a little notebook just for writing notes. So number 7 is quite a obvious one, I would say, quite an obvious one. No, I thought I'd add it in here just because it's something that I thought about before picking a course, before deciding midwifery was definitely the one that I wanted to do, and that it's very practical, which, like I said, you're probably thinking, duh, that's obvious, that's why I'm doing it, or midwifery or working in a hospital, of course it's going to be practical, but I just thought I would add it in there. So it is very, very practical. You are either in placement, or when you're in university you've got clinical skills day, so you're working in the skills labs and like simulating things like being a puncher, obstetric emergencies, everything like that. And personally I love that aspect of the learning. I learn so much better by doing and through doing things and acting things out than watching a PowerPoint slide on the screen and writing notes. I just don't learn that way. I can't. I'm very much more of a manual, hands-on kind of learner. Yeah, so number 8, there will be times where you just think, why am I here? What am I doing? I can't do this. And that's absolutely fine, because you've just got to remember that that's temporary, and you're not going to feel that for the entire 3 years. You're going to have that one day or 1 week where you're kind of like, what's happening? And then you'll be fine. Something will happen, like you'll carry out your first antenatal clinical by yourself, you'll do your first postnatal examination by yourself, you'll see your first birth, you'll carry out venipuncture successfully for the first time, something like that, and it will just be like, oh my god, that's why I'm here. Like, I can do this, I am going to do this. And to be honest, I'm going through that stage at the moment. I'm thinking, can I actually do this? We've just started second year, we've started 3 new modules, and 2 of them I'm just thinking, oh my god, I have no idea what I'm doing. The first one is Introduction to Medicine and Surgery, so that's all like the disorders and potential problems that could occur in like pregnant women, and I'm stressing. I don't know how I'm going to remember it all, and the assignment for that is a seminar presentation in March. I hate presenting, I can't do it, I hate it. It's just not the one. And the other one we're doing is Developing Evidence-Based Midwifery Care, and for that we have to critique a guideline, like critically analyse a guideline, like a local trust guideline. And I have no idea what I'm doing. We did a lecture the other day about critical thinking, and there was lots and lots of different words about arguments and discussions and disagreements, and I just had no idea. I came out of that lecture just like, what just happened? But this week I'm on annual leave this week, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna, do you know what I mean? And I am going to sort my life together, and by the end of this week hopefully I will be a bit more happier. Fingers crossed. So yeah, it is just very important that you remember you can do it, you will do it. Talk to your lecturers, talk to your friends, talk to your midwives that you're working with, and just sit down, have a chat with them about your worries, about your stresses, and they will most likely alleviate them and you'll be absolutely fine. Number 9. So number 9 kind of links back to the beginning where I was talking about it not being a typical degree, not being like your normal university degree, and that's about your social life. Because before I started university, before I started midwifery, I knew it wasn't going to be like that. I knew it wasn't going to be like drinking every night, like going out to clubs every night, but I was worried about having a social life. I was worried about making friends and things like that, and honestly I don't know what I was worried about. You will make friends and you can have a social life. If you manage your time effectively and manage your workload effectively, then you'll be absolutely fine. You can still go out and have fun, you can still go out and party, and you will make friends. It's so easy to make friends, because everyone on your course especially, they're all going into midwifery for a reason. They're all going to be caring, they're all going to be compassionate, they're all going to be committed, they're all going to be friendly and kind and caring because of the degree they're doing, because of the profession they're going into. So you'll make friends with them, no problem. And if you are moving away from home, you've obviously got student halls that you might be staying in, so you'll make friends with people there. There's ample of opportunity to make friends. So last but not least, number 10 is that it is an amazing career. You are doing something incredible. You're looking after women, bringing new life into the world. You are doing amazing. And I just wanted to add that in there because I have moaned a bit about being tiring, difficult, potentially not having a social life, not getting enough sleep, all of that kind of stuff, but at the end of it, it will be worthwhile and you'll have an amazing 3 years. Obviously I'm only just started my second year, but I had the most amazing first year, despite some challenges with a global pandemic and online learning, but we're moving, we're going there, we're getting there. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in there. It's amazing. Don't let anyone tell you any different. If somebody asks you what you're going to do at university or what you want to be, and you say, oh, I'm going to go do midwifery, and they say, what? Why would you want? Ew, that's disgusting. Like, why would you want to stick your hand? Nah. Just don't listen to them, because you know why you want to do it, and you'll be amazing. And it's not for everyone. If it was, everyone would be doing it. So don't listen to them. So yeah, I just wanted to add that one in there because I've had a few incidences where that's happened and people have been like, well, why would you want to go and do that? That's disgusting. Like, I even had it with one of my teachers, and she... Do you know what, we're not going to get into that because it infuriates me. So we're just going to move on from that and end the video here. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you are new, don't forget to like and click the bell notifications, and check out all my other videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.